Hello, and welcome to the Executive Glass Ceiling at Chevron. This is a proposal for a diversity initiative called Gender Equality Now. My name is Alejandro Gallardo, and the course is Adm652, Diversity in the Workplace. Introduction and background. So, what is the glass ceiling? The glass ceiling is a metaphor that represents the barriers that women experience when trying to achieve higher level positions in an organization. Usually for men, it's called the glass escalator because basically they go right up. So why should we shatter the glass ceiling? So basically there's two reasons. The first one is justice. Women should receive equal pay if they have the equal education and experience as a man. And the other is business sense. Women make 60% of the purchases, so it only makes sense that an organization mirror their customers. The executive glass ceiling at Chevron. So if we look at the level of the CEO, CFO, COO, and other officers of the company, of those 17 positions, only 2 are women. That's 12%. And of those 2 positions, none of them hold P&L responsibility. P&L is profit and loss, so they basically don't run a business. The 2 positions are the finance position and the policy and government affairs position. Of the 12 board of directors, only 1 is a woman. That's only 8%. The status of the organization. So, little background on Chevron. It's a global energy company, 60,000 employees worldwide. Daily production is around 2.6 million barrels of net oil equivalent of petroleum products. So, basically, crude oil, refined gasoline, lubricants, and chemicals. So we're in the oil and gas industry, and some of the research showed that based on the current rate of growth, gender parity will be reached in 30 years. So that's a long time. A SWOT analysis of Chevron and the diversity, if we look at the strengths, there's a strong diversity culture, strong learning and development programs. We have a good mentoring program in place. There's visible women leaders in across business units, but again, not at the executive level. We have a good flexible work schedule that accommodates families. Weaknesses: only 8% of women on the board of directors, only 12% women officers of the company. Those roles that women hold mostly do not have P&L responsibility. And some of our policies are one size fits all, so they're not specific to a gender, where some needs of female workers may be different than those of the males. Opportunities. We need to attract more women engineers. We need to enhance our flexible work schedules. We need to improve our learning and development programs to be tailored to genders. And we need to implement some type of childcare either on-site or near-site. Threats. Male-dominated industry, as most of the positions are engineers. Perceptions of women, I think, across the industry and across other industries are still there, incorrect perceptions. However, other industries are leading the pack, such as the IT industry. The diversity philosophy at Chevron. At the core of our value system is the Chevron way, and this basically guides the actions of each of the employees. Reading the Chevron Way diversity section, it says that our principles endorse a spirit of inclusion and foster an environment in which everyone can reach his or her full potential. We are committed to being recognized as a global leader that backs its words with accountability and quantifiable results. The Chevron Way lists 6 major achievements in diversity, 2 of them with regards to LGBT community, the HRC, the Human Rights Campaign. There's 1 achievement on gender equality, an award given by the Women's Business Enterprise Council. 2 diversity awards, general diversity, profiles in diversity, and there's also 1 from the National Society of Black Engineers. So as you can see, only 1 really deals with gender equality. So goals and strategies and opportunities. The first, some of the goals and strategies that Chevron has. We have 6 employee networks. One of them is the Women's Network. The other are the Hispanic, the Black, and several others. We have good college recruiting efforts, and we have a robust executive training program called CHAMPS. So the opportunities around these 3 are we need to have a more active role for the Women's Network. We need to enhance the college recruiting efforts in a male-dominated field. So as I mentioned earlier, mostly engineers, and not a lot of women are getting engineering degrees. We need to enhance the CHAMPS program and include some metrics around having women in the program. And we also need to promote executive nominations for P&L positions. We need to have more robust development plans and succession plans where we're putting women in these roles. So the proposed strategy, we call the diversity initiative GEN, Gender Equality Now. This will be a 5-year plan, and it will have 3 specific areas, right? We're going to strengthen company tactics, we're going to strengthen training and development, and we're going to strengthen the corporate culture. The GEN project will leverage the current diversity initiatives at Chevron to address the critical layers of diversity. The 2 layers of diversity are the internal, which is gender equality, and the organizational, everything to do with perceptions, training, and leadership. So these are the tactics for the 3 sections, and some dates on how they fall into the 5-year plan. So with regards to company tactics, we talked about childcare, on-site or near-site, guidance on gender-neutral activities. Here's where we'll give some guidance to leaders on making sure that we're not excluding women. We have golf tournaments or fishing tournaments. How do you think a woman would feel attending one of those? And flexible work schedules. So all these initiatives will be reviewed and developed and approved in 2015 for implementation in 2016 beyond. The next is strengthening of training and development. The first one is improve the awareness training on gender perceptions. Okay, and here's what we need males to understand the plight of women workers and vice versa. Our mentoring programs, we should also include the metrics of having more women having formal mentoring programs, and we have a metric of 15% per year to reach almost 50% of all women having a formal mentoring program by 2018. And the last one is implementation of a executive rotating assignments, where we would have at least 5 executive nominations to have a rotating assignment per year, and we would increase that by 15, cohort of 15 by 2018. The last one is the strengthening of the corporate culture. So the first thing we want to do is leverage the Women's Network and have it representation in the Executive Standing Committee, where strategic decisions that the company's made could somebody from the Women's Network could be represented. The next one is having nominations to executive P&L positions. So making sure that development plans have a metric and a consideration for women in those roles. And thirdly is have some metrics around women in the board of directors. And the goal that we're setting is increase 10% per year to have a total of 40% representation by the year 2019. So this is the last slide, and hopefully with the implementation of the GEN Diversity Initiative, we won't have the opportunity for a father to be saying this to his daughter when he brings him to the office and tells her, "I brought you to the office today, honey, to show you what you could look forward to if you were a man." So thank you for your time.